Hello, just me up at the top of the episode to let you know that unfortunately towards the end of this podcast there are a couple of little audio hiccups. You might not even notice them, but I just wanted to give you a heads up, and even though they are there, it's still such a good episode, so please do listen to the end. Anyway, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Won't Be Forgetting That, a podcast talking about all of the most awkward and embarrassing moments of people working in the arts and entertainment industry. I'm your podcast host, Seb Muirhead, and today we have a guest. They are a director, a producer, an actor, Kaori Maeda-Judge.
Hi.
Thanks very much for coming on, mate.
I kind of expected there to be like an applause, but...
I can edit that in later if that makes it better for you. Yeah, for sure. Perfect.
Great.
I will definitely do that. Well, first off, I want to say thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
A little bit of a peek behind the curtain for everyone listening as well. I've been helping Kaori out this week with a little bit of Scottish dialect and Scottish accent work for one of her clients.
Yes.
She has an absolutely fantastic self-tape service, which we will talk about a little bit more later on, but she's been helping out somebody on that, doing some Scots dialect and Scots accent work.
Yes.
Which Kaori herself is absolutely fantastic. So
do not get me to do.
No, we've got a couple of little bits to start off with. I wanted to make sure Kaori's been doing enough of her homework with that. So I've got a couple of little phrases for you to read out in a Scottish accent and in Scots dialect.
Why?
If you want, Kaori. Because it's an awkward and entertaining reliving moments podcast. So I thought, why not have one live on air? And I realised this might sound like bullying, and maybe it is. But call in now if you don't want Kaori to do it. No one on the phone calls, I'm afraid. No, I don't have a doorbell, so the job's on you. All right, so I've got three phrases. I know, I'm a
Do you
horrible
get all of
person.
your guests to do this?
No, just you.
Oh, great.
But it's mostly because you make fun of my accent and the way I talk the most out of people I know, I think.
Great.
Yes.
Awesome.
So this is really just payback for all the Scots people out there. All right, so we got the first one, and
Wait, how many Scottish listeners do you have?
Oh, at least 3.
Oh,
And
God. I can't
absolutely-
even read your handwriting at this.
Yeah, okay, I will give you that. My handwriting is not the best. So I will say for the listener, this might be because I have really shit handwriting.
Can I just ask what letter that is?
W.
That's a W.
Yes.
Okay. No, what the fuck does that say?
Yeah.
Is that an apostrophe?
Yeah.
Can I just practice for about an hour?
Oh, absolutely not. I want this on the spot.
Okay, I'm going to sound it out first,
Yeah.
but this doesn't count. This is not my final answer.
I can edit this podcast, so I think it's going to be your final answer.
Oh, God. Awa. I sound like an Avatar character. Awa anbile your head. Awa. I want to bile your head. I want to bile your head. Oh, wait. I just thought I was doing one of those app things where you have to guess the gibberish phrase.
Excuse me, gibberish
I want to bite of your head.
No.
I want to vomit your
Away
head.
and bile your head.
Huh?
Away and bile your head.
Away and bile
your
your
head.
head.
Aye.
Head. And that means I want a bite of your head.
No,
No.
it means get out of here. Get lost.
What?
Yeah. Different language, mate.
Away and bile your head.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. We can get a clean one of that. You can put that straight on the voice resume if you want.
Great. Awesome.
So we've got
I hate this.
number 2. Here we go.
Oh, there's more.
I love this so much, by the way.
Oh my God. No. Your bomb's out the window.
Yeah, there you go.
Windy.
Your bum's out the window.
Your bum's out the window.
Yeah. Windy.
Window.
Yeah, there you go.
Your bum's out the window?
Yeah.
Your bum's out the window?
Yeah. Do you not have that saying here?
No, why would your bum be out the window?
You're talking nonsense. Your bum's out the window.
Oh.
Your bum's out the window.
Your bum's out the window.
There you go. So you can take this home and you can pass on some of this.
Oh, my cheeks are getting so red. I
all
hate
of you.
this.
Well, we can get a photo of that as well. Last one, I promise, then we can move
All
on
right.
to it.
Oh, why is this so long? This is the paragraph. It's the bra breach moon lich.
Not how you say it, but yeah.
Hitch. C? C-L.
It's a CH, yeah.
Moon chich. Nich That's just the sound. There's no vowels in that one.
I don't want to get too philosophical with you. All words are just sounds.
It's a bra bridge moon.
Almost. It's a bra brecht moonlicht nicht de nicht. You gotta say that now.
No. One more time. What?
It's a bra brecht moonlicht nicht de nicht.
Nick.
CH is a noise.
But that's just TH.
Yeah, the nicht. The nicht.
The nick.
There we go.
The bra bridge. Wait, I forgot the first
The
bit.
brow witch.
The brow witch. No, wait, what?
It's a bra.
The bra.
A is in English. That is not anything too crazy.
The bra bridge moon. Mitch.
It's A.
Witch.
It's A.
Moon chich.
It's a bra.
It's a bra.
Brecht.
Brecht.
It's the T there. Say the T. Brecht.
Brecht.
Moonlicht.
Moonlicht.
Nicht.
Nicht.
The Nicht.
The Nicht.
Beautiful.
It's a good night for witch hunting. What?
Not far off.
Is that right?
It's nice, bright moonlight night tonight.
Oh, so nothing about witches.
No witches, no. I don't know where the witch bit came from, but I quite enjoy the witch bit.
Broom, witch.
Brecht. There's no broom.
I don't know.
I swear, I'll put these up on the Instagram page after this.
This is fucked
I'll
up.
see. It is. I do admit it is partially my handwriting as well. So
Can
my
I
apologies.
write down some Japanese now and see if you can read it?
Yeah, in
Mr. Smart
kanji.
Pants.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've never said Japanese wasn't a language. Thank you very much. It's just you that said Scottish wasn't. So.
Okay, well, is that actually a different, not English? Is that Gaelic?
You tell me. Nah, Scots dialect, mate.
So Gaelic is Irish?
No.
Gaelic is
kind of.
Scottish.
So there's Irish Gaelic and Scots
So
Gaelic.
that is meant to be English on that piece
no,
of paper.
it's
right?
Scots dialect.
Okay, hang on, wait, what is that? Are you talking about like in Singapore they have Singlish? Is that what it's like?
Simlish, like what the
Singlish.
Sims speak.
No. In Singapore, the real country.
Oh, I only know the Sims. I'm sorry. I could do some Simlish if you want, though.
Oh, God.
Sorry, this
Okay.
has spiraled far too early here now as well. So,
What's this podcast about again?
awkward and embarrassing moments. So I
Right,
think that
okay, well,
first
that's
10
that's
minutes
one of
right there.
them.
Yeah,
So
that's
now
beautiful. This
my
is going to be on
first
the first
story-
ever clip show.
My first story is going to be recounting what just happened.
Yeah, so if you could give a play-by-play of
Yeah.
reading those back out again for the
One time.
first story, that'd be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, sure.
So thank
was
you again.
painful.
I will thank you again now for coming on the podcast.
You're so welcome.
I am friends with Carrie, or an acquaintance at least now.
Are we friends?
I know Carrie, so I will not spring that on all of my guests, I promise. And it's only because Carrie's so mean to me usually anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you were saying you're a little bit nervous about coming on the podcast, which is totally fair. A lot of people are. And
Yeah, like with reason.
well,
you just
didn't
put me
know
through
about that beforehand. Now everyone else listening to this, they're going to be nervous if they ever come on. But yes, that's fair enough. So I want you on the edge of your seat for the rest of the podcast now, never relaxed. But I know you said you only had a few stories or a few shorter stories as well. So I was wondering, I can either start off with a story that involves both of us, or we can get into some
Yes.
of your stories, and then I can save that for the end. What would you like to do?
Let's start with that, but can I know the story before you tell it, or are you just going to spring something on
you
me?
can know the story in real time. It's not too bad, I'll be honest with
Okay,
you.
okay.
Comparatively, certainly to some of the stories we've had on this podcast, it's not bad at all.
Okay.
I'd say, if anything, it's worse for me than it is for you.
Okay.
So we did a little short film, I want to say maybe 5 years ago together.
2018 was it?
Oh, I don't know. Do you know this short film that we're talking about?
The only short film we've done together.
Oh, so it's not. You don't remember. Great stuff.
Wait, what?
So the short film Carrie is talking about here is multi-award winning short film That's Batman by an incredibly talented writer, director, actor.
The talent.
He was learning at the time as well, so maybe give him some breaks for some of that.
That's good. I genuinely.
It was good. I'm talking about myself here for anyone that's not
so
aware.
full of himself.
I know he's the worst. But it's like those things, you watch stuff back from that long ago now and you're kind of like,
oh yeah,
I could do a lot better now.
Oh,
but for what it was at the time, I very much liked it. And if you're a Batman nerd, I would definitely suggest watching it as well.
It is. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Funny.
But we did another short film after that together, which we shot in about 3 hours in the morning.
Am I the worst friend in the world that I can't remember this?
No, it's fine, because I don't think you should remember it, to be honest with you.
Short film.
This was made by one of the people that worked on That's Batman, and asked us to do a little short film together that we filmed in the morning in a random driveway in the middle of like Toorak or another fancy suburb around Melbourne.
Are you talking? Was that a film?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a collection of scenes.
I mean, that's what the film is, Carrie.
Shut up.
No, I'm sorry.
I thought that was a proof of concept. Wait, can you edit this out? That sounds
No,
awful.
absolutely not. No. I don't think it was the best thing in the world anyway. No offense as well, whoever made that as well,
We should cut all of this out.
Nah, no.
We have to.
I have the power of editing. I'm going to make it. It's either we can do this or we can just replay you trying to say Scots dialect phrases again.
Yep.
Oh,
Great,
okay.
do that.
So, no, it's not bad at all. I think it was a very...
It was called... Oh my God. It was called... I know.
Good on you.
Nah, I've forgotten.
No, I was going to say I genuinely can't remember it either, to be honest
I feel
with
like
you.
I actually saw it pop up on something.
Really?
Not on something, like as in on my computer when I was clearing some stuff out. And I was like, oh, I remember that. Wait, the weirdest part is I didn't remember that was you in it.
I am, for anyone
doing
that
it.
doesn't know, I'm an incredibly forgettable person. I am like the quintessential average white guy.
Do you know, all I remember is that I had to slap, I guess, you.
It was me.
I'm
not guessing me.
Your face. All I
So-
remember was being like, I don't want to slap this person.
Oh, that's kind of nice, I think. Isn't it? Is that nice?
That's a nice thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't have as much of a beard then as well, so it wasn't as much cushioned, I feel like. But that leads beautifully into the story I was going to tell. Do you remember how many times you had to slap me?
No, but I remember not wanting to do it. That's what I remember.
That's very
Did we do
nice.
it a heap?
We did. Do you know why we did it a heap?
Because I wasn't committing? Is that
Because you
why?
weren't committing and
Yeah.
you kept laughing or messing up the line directly after the slap each
Oh
time.
my God, that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, it was something you did.
Wow.
And,
Have I just completely deleted this from my memory?
So again, I think this is like traumatic experiences from attacking I'm not a stranger, obviously, but attacking somebody that we
didn't want to slap.
didn't know as well at
Do you know
the time.
what? It's because it was in the face. I
Yep.
have no problem doing like any kind of like stunty kind of stuff as long as it's not the face, because I know how much it hurts to be hit in the face. I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It doesn't. Like, I'm a stunty myself as well, and I'm by no means a tough boy. I'm quite a gentle little dandelion. But I would rather take one good slap in the face than have a shitty stage slap.
Sorry, 10,000 times.
I think we got up to 8.
Did I commit in the end? I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen it either. I only have the bloopers, and my face progressively gets more and more red throughout.
Oh my God. Did I commit? Oh my God.
And it's like I never try and get annoyed at anyone on set, but I think after the 7th time I got a little bit grumpy.
You should have just been like, fucking slap me.
No, because you've been slapping me the whole time. My face, like, I think I can put the video up onto Instagram as well.
Oh,
I'll put it up
don't.
after this. My face gets more and more red throughout
Oh my
it.
God.
Yeah.
No.
So why do you hate me, Carrie? That's why I've got you onto this podcast.
Oh my God. No, that sucks.
Pretty funny though.
Jeez,
In hindsight.
I can imagine how I would have been very non-committed to it. Like,
Yeah. I
just
think that's the
can't do it.
thing. Like, you make contact each time. I want the listener to know that Carrie definitely made contact each time. It was just the not
Like
being
a
able
wet
to get
fish.
the a little bit of a wet fish. Not being able to get out the line directly afterwards, because from memory it was a slap
Oh.
then a line.
Right.
And then the lines maybe got a little bit muddled in the mouth, or
gosh.
it didn't quite come out as the director at the time wanted.
Oh,
So
God.
yeah, it was just attacking a man in an alleyway.
Oh God.
Lots.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to revisit that.
So I'm gonna post this. Let me know. Write in on Instagram if you want me to post this video, because I am more than happy to.
Also, this would have been 2018 as well, right? That would have
I
been.
probably would have been actually, yeah. So five years ago now,
Okay,
actually, yeah.
so both of us very green.
Oh,
very...
super green.
So what? And it was what? Did we even get the script to look at? It was very last minute, wasn't it?
Oh, it was all super last minute.
Yeah.
And I, like again, I
We
only
had
remember
no
this
idea.
because I got brain damage that day. which is ironic that I can remember it because I've got plenty of brain damage since then. But I cannot remember anything.
I also remember it being cold. Was it cold?
Look, my face was pretty warm. I'll be honest with you. I can't tell you about the rest of my body or the outside temperature.
I can't
My
remember.
face was glowing red.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry. Well, I formally apologise on air.
That's all I've been
Wait,
after.
we're not live, are we, sir?
We are live. I'm still waiting for people to call in. So yeah, that's all I've been after. So thank you very much for coming on the podcast. We'll wrap this up just now.
Apologies.
No, but
Apologies.
I wanted to get that out there, and I just wanted you to know as well that there are stories of awkward, embarrassing things that you have as well, whether you remember them or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
But
Yeah.
again, I'm totally fine with it. In hindsight, very funny thing to have.
You're still just festering away years later.
No, lockdown gave me a bit of time to reflect, and I forgive you. I went inside, and I forgive you for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's
So
all
glad,
right.
so
but
glad.
I'm not forgiving you for those readings of the Scots dialect before now. So that's a new thing.
That's fair. They're
Yeah.
very hard. Very hard.
Unforgivable. Thank you. That's all I wanted. I do speak 2 languages.
No, you don't do that.
I don't even speak
No.
one properly, I'll be honest with you. I don't know which one it is. But you were saying before we started recording as well that you might have a story about getting hit in the face, which I feel like is the perfect segue
Well,
from
yeah.
attacking a naive young man, myself here,
okay.
into something that happened to you. And I'm going to hope that this isn't like an attack as
No.
well. Okay, thank God.
It was definitely a mistake that
Yeah.
happened, but I have been hit in the face to the point of bleeding on stage.
Holy shit.
You came to this show, Lazarus. Do you remember that musical?
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
did
So-
come. Sorry. I said I don't speak any one language.
Yeah,
So.
any one language.
Yes.
So I did a musical. That was the year after, I think, 2019.
Was it? I want to say
2019? I think it was 2019.
yeah, late 2019 maybe.
It was definitely pre-COVID.
It was.
So that's
it
how we
was.
tell when things happen these days.
No, right.
So 2019. So it was Lazarus was the name of the musical, a beautiful musical by David Bowie.
Yeah, right. Like a sequel to Man on the Moon?
No,
or...
it was a readaptation.
Readaptation,
So,
cool.
it was based on a movie he had done in his early life, which is a really cool and interesting film, very art house weird.
Very art house, yeah.
But it was, so I think he'd always been kind of thinking about that film.
Yeah.
And revisited it in his later life and wrote a musical around it with all of his music.
I feel like that's cheating a little bit, not to call it David Bowie.
Yeah. It's definitely...
Not that they're bad
it is
songs, but...
Yeah, it is a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
Jukebox? Box musical.
No, it's a bop.
Jukebox musical. And yeah, because none of the songs were originals. Let me think. No, they're not.
Yeah.
But they're all like reimagined and recontextualized. Like some of them had completely all of the instrumentation like stripped away and it was just a piano or
Yeah.
things like that. So it was very cool. And like, I mean, it was so rock and roll singing his music every night. Loved it.
Fuck, he has a good back catalogue as well.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't think there'd be that many other
There were some
musicals.
bangers in there that weren't
Yeah.
like super, super well known. Like,
Because like I don't think of any other artist that I'd be like, I'd like to go and see a musical with only their work in it.
Yeah.
Maybe Elton John, maybe. Does he
I see that. But
Yeah.
he's got the movie now, which is basically that.
Yeah. But yeah, I fucking love
Yeah.
those songs. And so like
It was a crazy musical as well. Like we were doing some
so
cool
weird.
artistic.
I like
I really liked it.
different. It's not just
Yeah.
Into the Woods where it's just
Yeah.
a fucking pantomime with songs. It's something different.
It was different. It was out there. It was definitely a divider of audiences. Like people either hated it or loved it. There was no in between.
That's a good thing though.
Yeah,
Because
me
I
too.
think if everyone's just like, oh yeah, that was fine.
yeah.
You're like, that's almost worse. I
Yeah.
would rather have somebody walking away being like, that's a piece of shit, or like, fuck, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like, meh.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
And we had like diehard fans who'd followed the show around the world come like fly
No
from
fucking
the
way.
Yeah, we had people flying from the States, from Canada.
Holy shit.
I know, right? Yeah. So it had a following. Yeah. And our production was vastly different to any of the other productions around the world. I think there was one in, I want to say Germany or something.
Yep.
That was, again, super weird, but
Yeah.
really cool.
Did you get to see any of the other ones? Because I don't, like, they're not Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, well, cheeky, but I did see a bootleg of the American one.
Oh, okay,
Maybe
cool.
I shouldn't say that on this. You can cut that out of it.
That's fine. What was
Everyone's
the YouTube
watched
address for that? No, I watched Beetlejuice during lockdown as a bootleg. I was like, well, I can't watch
We've all
it.
done it. We've all done it.
It's called homework, people, all right?
Yeah. And also, we're all struggling artists.
I know. Stop. Just make some tickets cheaper, please, so I can see some fucking things.
But
Anyway.
So I have seen the American bootleg, but I haven't seen any of the others, and no one will probably ever see ours. But
no, I did record all of that on my iPhone.
Oh, did you?
So
and you've
hit me
it?
up. Yeah, give me $5 through PayPal. I'm more than happy to send it through to you.
I mean, it's a shame that no one ever will see it again because it was a fucking awesome show.
Yeah, it was super cool.
But what was the story again?
You got smacked in the face with blades.
Right. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, it was a very involved show. And I don't know if you remember this, but at the top of the show, I think it's my first entrance, I do this kind of like dreamscapey sequence where I was dressed like a Sailor Moon character.
Yeah.
And I come out of the bed. So there's so the main character, the one who's based on David Bowie, has this kind of tripping out moment where he's kind of like, what is real life?
Yeah.
And it's a back and forth between myself and him. And I'm kind of this like, I don't know, kind of representing his anguishes and stuff. And anyway, so I climb out from the back of the bed and I'm meant to dance on the bed head, which is very hard, very high up, in heels for a little while. And then I'm meant to come down onto the bed and he's meant to go backwards and I'm meant to go over him like vampire-y. It wasn't really vampire-y.
No, is that vampire?
No, it wasn't at all.
Okay.
But you know, it was all choreographed. You know, we knew what we were doing, but on opening nights and this was on opening night too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And so opening night, you know, energy, it can be very
so
like,
jittery.
you know, yeah. And Chris, I love Chris so much. He's gorgeous. We still keep in touch. But
awesome. And sorry, Chris was the guy that played
Chris
the David
Ryan,
Bowie character.
Yes, yeah. And I think he was just really in it, you know, and I looked in his eyes and he really was in it and feeling it, but he just got too excited. And I think, I can't remember exactly, but I went down on top of him and he kind of like flung his head up and I think it got me on one of my lips.
Oh,
and he
shit.
basically headbutted me really hard and it fucking hurt so much. This is why I don't like hitting people in the face, because it was my mouth, but you know when it's like close to the nose area, it just hurts so bad.
The face has so many nerve endings in it. Like that's
and I'm
one of the
wuss.
worst places to get. So am I. Like, trust me, I fucking hate getting hit in the face. That's why I stopped boxing.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks.
Yeah, and like my eyes tear up straight away as well. Like
Oh, no.
I was just like and
Were you singing at the time as well? Like when
it
when
was
it happens?
just before my line, and then I had to sing, and he was wearing these like white and blue pajamas, and I just spat blood all over him.
Oh my god!
And he immediately dropped character,
Yeah.
and he audibly went, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Just stay in character. Let's just get through this fucking song. Let's ride the adrenaline."
Jesus.
And so
Christ.
I kind of just put my hand on his chest and slammed him back down. I was like, "Shut up! Let me do my part. Shut up!" And blood dripping out of my mouth. My eyes are just like completely blurry from tears, you know. And
you perform a whole fucking song as well.
we were halfway through the song.
Oh, were you? Okay.
I was just going, just get through this, just get through this, just get through this. Like, and like the second I come off stage, my mouth is swollen. I have to sing VBs off stage
Oh
immediately.
my god! What does
So-
BBs mean? Sorry to the listeners.
Backing vocals.
Yeah, cool. So
BBs.
you're not got a down moment then. Like
No,
you're...
in that section, I was on like, and my mic doesn't get turned off either. So I had to,
fucking
I
hell.
had to somehow say to the stage managers, "Get me ice, get me ice."
Yeah.
And I remember like trying to say it as quietly as possible, and I was like, "Ice, ice, ice." And it's a while before I come in, but the mic's alive, and I just had to hold that ice on my lip and try and get the swelling down, because I was also going to be back on stage soon as well.
Oh, of course, as a different character as well.
Different
from memory,
character,
huh?
yeah.
So you're like,
and my lip was swollen. There was
that
blood
one character
everywhere.
had a bloody lip. Why does this other character have a bloody lip now? This doesn't make sense.
Oh my god!
One
it probably,
star.
oh God, I don't know. I don't know if it was bad as I remember, but I remember like trying to get that swelling down as quickly as possible.
And opening night as well. So
Opening
you've got the
night.
entire run to have a fat lip as well.
Yeah.
How did it pull up after?
Well, the swelling went down, but I still had once I went home and investigated, I had a huge cut on the inside of my lip.
Jesus.
And also because my other character is in love, newlywed or something with this other guy, and we had a lot of making out, and I had to be
fucking hell.
no making out for the next however long this takes to heal.
Yeah.
And quickly
Spitting
just
blood into his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, gross,
Yeah.
So we just had to quickly on the fly kind of change a few things. And obviously everyone was like, yeah, whatever you need. But yeah, like it was just not what I wanted to do.
Jesus, that's so stressful. And I mean, like,
It was a bit yuck. It was just really yuck. And also the blood on my costume and his costume and our costume person being like, oh, great, blood.
also the costume persons, they're the ones that have to deal with all that stuff.
Oh
as
yeah,
well,
I felt so bad, and because Chris's outfit was like white, and I was like, that's a blood stain.
That's never coming out.
Yeah.
And he didn't really go off stage that much as well, did he? So did he
No,
just have to hang
and
out on stage with blood spattered shirt the whole time?
I think he had some quick changes, but I didn't
okay.
see him until like at more than halfway through the show, and then he came and grabbed me and was like, I am so sorry. And I was like, Chris, we do not have time to talk about this right now, let's talk about it later. But he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was
Holy
like, don't worry, it's done.
How dare you? It's done, but I will be suing you.
But yes, I didn't let him live it down after that.
No, as you wouldn't, honestly. On the opening night as well.
I know.
I keep saying that, but that's such a long run to sit with a bloody lip, and then I don't know about yourself. I would be so nervous about that point.
I kept my distance.
Chris.
And Chris was super cautious after that, and I kept my distance from him. Like, I think I kind of went down with my arm out to be like, do not headbutt me tonight,
Yeah.
Because I had to, because it was kind of like a sexual thing, and I had to kind of mount him and get close to him. But after that, I was just like, no, you stay there. Do not headbutt me.
Yeah, stay away from me, Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that sucks.
I think the thing I was thinking about the most was like, now at the opening night party with all the photos, I'm going to have a fucking swollen lip.
Oh, and you get for anyone that doesn't really know musical theatre or any theatre in general, you go out and you get the nicest outfit on and you go and stand in front of the press wall and you all get your photos. Do you have photos from the opening night?
I do, and I had, anytime I wasn't on stage, I had the ice on my lips. So I was like, go down.
Was
but then
it all right?
obviously, I think it was fine.
Okay.
I look okay in the photos. But then obviously, like, because it's so cold on my lip, then I would go on stage with like red on my mouth.
Big red patch rash.
Yeah.
So does that affect your singing as well? Like if you can't feel your lips now?
I was a little bit of a wuss, and I was like, I don't want to touch my But, apart from that, I was like, no, just muscle through it.
Which is fucking impressive, honestly, because like, I don't know, like if I get headbutted, I'd be like, okay,
I'm calling the show. Get my standby in.
Yeah, which there's nothing. I don't know if you've ever seen any, but watching a show stop is some of the most uncomfortable and like nerve-wracking moments
I love
ever.
it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
What is wrong with you, Kaori?
No, it's exciting. It's
a show stop.
Theater. Yes.
Oh, no way.
Well, unless someone gets massively hurt.
That's the only times I've seen it is from when people get hurt.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
how dare you say that?
What have you seen?
Mostly circus.
Oh God, even worse.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
no, I'd hate to see a circus show stop.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I've only seen a couple of show stops in live theatre, which is when like the music track doesn't play, or like when a smoke machine
don't come in.
Yeah,
that's what I've seen.
Or a smoke machine just starts billowing out smoke halfway through a scene, and like, we might just stop to fix this and then get back to it, guys.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fucking hilarious. So they should have kept it in. Admittedly, it was quite a heavy drama, but it was very boring as well.
Yeah.
So happening.
No. Well, I mean, show stops usually happen in previews, and then it's all theatre people in the audience, so we're like, ooh, what's happening?
I know, right?
Exciting.
It's the only fucking time theatre people can go and see it because the fucking theatre.
Someone's getting aggro.
I can't afford anything anymore. It's just expensive. That's all.
Yes, it is.
Go and support your local theatre, for anyone listening as well. Unless it's Into the Woods, then you can give that a pass.
Don't worry, no one's doing Into the Woods right now.
You sure?
I don't think anyone's doing Into the Woods. Darlinghurst did it earlier this year.
Oh, my apology, Darlinghurst Theatre.
And it
if
was
you would like to sponsor this podcast, it's fine.
I personally like Into the Woods, so
do you actually?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
That can be your next embarrassing story, is telling us all the musicals you like.
No, I genuinely like Into the Woods. Have you seen that recorded one, that famous recorded one?
Oh, which one? Where the leg falls off the sheep? Or...
Oh my God, yeah, something like that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What one are you talking about?
No, the main recorded one that if you look up Into the Woods online, the one that was recorded... Oh God, I keep using the same sentence over and over again.
They'll keep saying the one that was recorded.
What, in the 90s?
The one that was
The recorded one, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry, I do.
Now you know.
Yes,
now you know.
that's right.
Yeah,
James
yeah.
Corden? Yep.
No.
He did the film. It was awful.
Oh, that's right. No, the film was not good.
Yeah.
Because they took all the humour out of it.
Yeah.
And
so they put James Corden in it.
James Corden's fine.
Is he?
Is he?
Is he? No offense, James. If you are listening, absolutely feel free to come on the podcast. But
I don't know. I guess I've only really seen his talk show.
oh, have you?
Wait,
he used to do some good stuff back when I was a younger pup in Britain. He did some decent stuff, but
He's
as of
funny.
late- Is he?
I don't know if I've seen him act that many times.
Oh, really? He did some good stuff, but anyway, this isn't us
Let's talk about
bagging
James
out James Corden. We'll swiftly move on from that.
I like him. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, that can be Carrie's next embarrassing story, talking about how much she likes James Corden. Then, oh,
I have one more story from Lazarus.
oh, do you?
want me to tell that?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I just got really ready for that.
No, I'm sitting. I mean, I'm slouching in a chair just now, but
On the
for
edge
the
of the
audience,
seat.
I'm sitting very attentively, waiting to listen, opposed to slouching back in a chair like a big slob.
So another night, what was it? So yes. So my character was like in love. Oh, they weren't married because they were just engaged, which is why this piece of information is important.
Yes.
But they were just engaged.
And this was the second character you played as
Yes.
well. Sorry, yep. So the first one was
This is
like
my main character.
like an ethereal,
Yeah, she just
Sailor
came on
Moon
once.
esque
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which was the
Yes.
more
this is
mainline
the plotline character. Yeah. So they're in love. They've just gotten engaged, and there's this song where they're kind of like partying with their friends and they're out, and then that's how you kind of get introduced to this couple. And we come on where there's like a whole intro to this song, and we're coming around the front. Do you remember this song?
I believe so. It had like
It's like a party,
not
kind
a
of song.
curtain, but some like sheer thing in front of everyone, and then you came around the front
That
of
was
it.
the screen
Yeah.
that was on
The screen,
stage
that was
the whole
it,
time,
yes.
yeah. And then so we enter back of that, we come around the front, and then we go into All the Young Dudes, which was our song. And there's like a moment just before where we present, almost like a little tableau. We are a couple. And he's got his arms around me, and we're kind of just like, oh my God, we're so in love. And there's a beat where I hold up my hand, and we both look at the ring, and we look at each other, and we're like,
Aww.
Anyway, go into the song. And me and Josh got along really well on the show. And there was
Josh
one
was
night,
your
Josh was
fiance in the show.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
And there was one night where we just had the sillies, and I put my hand up, and I realized I didn't have my ring on. And I'm like, me, I'm a very organized person.
Yes.
Like I don't.
As
really...
Carrie says, as she turned up an hour late to the recording.
Hey,
today.
we didn't even mention that. At least I told you I was going to be late.
That's true. She did tell me.
I'm very organized. I'm very on top of it. But it's something that, like, even though it's something such a small prop, I just don't forget things like that ever.
Yep.
And so I put my hand up. We both looked at it, and I couldn't even feel that it wasn't on.
Yeah.
And I just gagged. I thought it was so funny, and I burst out laughing. And I turned to him and went, oh! And I just burst out laughing. And because it was like a boom, 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 and then we come in, it was all I could hear over the speakers was my laughter cackling over the sound. And I remember I couldn't stop laughing, but at the same time I had this thought of, I'm getting fired tonight. That's the end of me.
Shit.
I just felt I couldn't stop laughing, but then it became nervous laughter that I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking up. Like, what the hell?
How long did you laugh for as well?
Too long.
Which,
I couldn't stop. And then we were in a tableau, and I was just like, my body was convulsing. I couldn't stop laughing.
And a tableau, for anyone that doesn't know, is like a theatre
Like a little
term where you
freeze.
just, your freeze frame. So you're not
Yeah.
allowed to move. So if
Yeah.
you're nervously shaking, giggling laughter,
Yeah.
it's not ideal as well.
And like, it's not something that any of the audience would have seen. Maybe some of the people in the front row would have been like, but no one would have noticed except
It's also
us.
theatre as well, where people are a little bit more open to being like, yeah, she's probably looking at a ring that's not on there.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. If it was on film or something like that, like the suspension of disbelief's not really there as much. But theatre, you're like, obviously all these people are actors.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in a theatre watching them, so
Yes.
it's fine. But yeah, And it's so funny when you do stuff like that on stage, like you might be laughing for like 10 seconds, but it feels like a fucking eternity as well.
Yeah. Oh my God, it did. It felt like forever. And then I can't remember if it was that night or in a rehearsal where I just couldn't sing because I was laughing and I was laughing through it. But I can't remember if that might have been a rehearsal or something.
Just manically laughing.
Oh, I just couldn't stop. So I could not stop.
This girl on stage, blood pouring out of her face.
This was a
manically
different night. Different night.
For everyone that missed out on this Lazarus show, you really did miss out on the performance. Carrie was auditioning for the Joker that time as well. But yeah, that's fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. When like you forget a prop, which is like integral to the story.
Yeah.
Like if you have a key that you need to open a door and you're like, I have this key. And you're like,
because then
I don't.
then you're madly going through the rest of the script, being like, when do I refer to it again? When do I need to change anything?
Can I run it off stage and quickly grab it now?
Yeah.
Oh god, there's nowhere we can go. No amount of improv can open this door without a key.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So then, I feel for you.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
And I didn't get fired, and it was fine.
Yep.
And it might have been one of those things where it was worse for me than anyone else. But
did you get any words from the director afterwards?
No,
wow.
I don't think he was in that night. And I was like, thank God. But
just interesting choices there, Carrie. Maybe we'll just stick with not laughing like a crazy person. Yeah.
Please don't laugh through other people's lines.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you did it. We've found out the secret. Carrie didn't want everyone else to hear other people's lines.
That's not true. That is not true.
She says that every time I've worked with her in the past. She's like, I'm just going to talk over everyone else. I'm going to stand in front of them so the camera can't see them. In theatre, I'm just going to fucking upstage everyone.
Yeah, that's
Which
how you
honestly,
get seen.
exactly, right? Dog eat dog world out there. You need to do something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either that or like push someone down the stairs at a dress rehearsal.
No, fuck no.
We'll
Bad
see.
omen. Bad omen.
Is it?
Yes. Well, pushing someone downstairs.
I don't know, mate. All right. Well, maybe the parts are coming a little bit more thick and fast for you, but I need to do something like that. All right. Not all of us are getting bloody Lazarus shows, okay? Some of us are just stunt performers from Neighbours.
Hey, that's art too.
It is art.
I
It's
said
the highest
that
form
so
of art.
unconvictedly.
This is Carrie.
Hey now.
Hey.
Don't undersell yourself.
This is Carrie's top peak acting ability right here as well.
I'm really good at talking people up.
I feel convinced that I'm doing well now.
Yeah, you are. You just keep at it, buddy.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to
What stunts are you doing on Neighbours? It's not a stunt show.
Oh, I mean, what's a stunt show at the end of the day? And I can't say as well.
You can't see.
Say.
You can't see.
S-A-Y.
Oh.
Say. Fuck me. So that part I'm not editing out because this is why I was saying before. Carrie makes fun of the Scottish accent. She knew exactly what I was saying there.
I did
she
not.
knew exactly what I was saying.
I genuinely was like, "What? Do you have a blindfold on when you
She's
do
winking at me just now.
Oh my god!
Honestly,
wow.
she's saying this with a big smile on her face. She's a liar.
You're making me sound like the worst person ever.
No, I'm joking. It's only
I
because
genuinely did not catch that.
I cannot say.
There we go. Now I can
thank
understand you. There we go.
Because it's not been released yet, so I can't say what I did.
Right,
Yes.
right.
But
Okay.
your old alma mater neighbours.
My old what?
Alma mater?
Alma mater.
Yeah, I think
Is
I'm
that-
saying that word wrong. Your old stomping ground.
Oh,
There
okay.
we go.
Oh, right.
Alma mater?
Is that
No.
Scottish or is that just?
I think it's
don't know?
Latin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I still wouldn't do
Again,
that.
I cannot speak any one language, so I don't know
Latin,
what the fuck I'm
yeah,
saying.
don't choose Latin.
Yeah. Why not? At least people then don't know if I'm saying something right or not.
Or speak it anymore.
Or speak it anymore. No one
Yep.
speaks Scottish anymore either. Although, admittedly, I do live in Australia, so not that many people speak it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Carrie does after today's session.
Oh, clearly. Yeah.
But yes, anyway, sorry, what was I saying? Yes.
You were punching people on Neighbours.
I was not punching anyone.
Were you
thank you.
jumping
I'll have
off-
that stricken from the record.
Were you jumping off any buildings?
See, you keep asking me, even though I said I'm not
I
allowed to
know.
tell you what happened.
Can I guess kind of thereabouts?
Why are you trying to get me
All right,
blacklisted from Neighbours?
fine.
All
Oh,
right.
God.
Carrie's had her run,
Spoil
her
sport.
12 episode run on Neighbours. Her character died horribly off screen.
No, I did not.
Well,
She moved away, so there's always
Oh, did
potential
she?
for her to come back.
Where did she
Did you
go?
actually think I died, or was that a
No, that was a
Ching.
joke. What we call in the industry a joke.
What we call in Scotland a joke?
Yeah, so not
Wait,
a
did
joke.
Scottish people joke?
Scotland is a joke. No, I'm joking. Carrie said that for anyone that was wondering. She
That was
did a very good
definitely-
impression of my voice. Did she just move away, did she?
Who? What?
Your character on Neighbours.
Oh God! I forgot who we're talking. I was like, who moved away?
You moved away.
Yeah, I think one of my last lines was something about I'm moving back to Sydney or something.
Oh, so you moved to Home and Away.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And you've just been on Home and Away for the past 4 years now.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
I have not.
If anyone wants to put that into Wiki Neighbours or anything like that, then they're more than welcome to.
Oh, like a crossover episode, like a what's it called? Multiverse.
Oh, Multiverse.
It's the Australian soap
God,
Multiverse.
how sad would that be? It would be and
watch
Sean McAuliffe's Mad as Hell. I don't know any of the other ones.
I'd watch it.
Would you actually?
I'd watch it.
You just watch it because you want to be on it. That's why.
Yeah, that too. But
I'd probably watch it.
Come on,
I'll be honest with you.
multiverse things are fun. Everyone's getting into them these days.
Yeah, people are definitely not over them.
Yeah, I like it.
I have enjoyed a lot of them previously, I will have to say, though. Mostly just Spider-Man and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Some of the others.
Such a good film.
Spider-Man?
No. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yes.
Yeah, I got pointed to a poster on my wall, which is a great thing to do on a purely audio
Is that
podcast.
What's that?
Carrie's now pointing at other things on my wall as well.
Is that the guy from Vampire Diaries?
No, it's not. That's so funny. So that's Paul Westbrook who directed That's Batman.
Oh my God, is that a really young photo?
Yes, it is. So
I did not even recognize
for
it.
the listeners, I have 3 posters on my wall.
That's Batman.
Yes, one of them is a framed poster of my first ever short film I wrote called That's Batman,
that we
previously mentioned.
Earlier.
Yes. The other one is a very nicely stylized Everything Everywhere All at Once from an artist who I cannot remember the name of, but he's really good. And then the third one.
As in the film, the
artist made the poster.
Yes. Like, what?
The 2 Daniels made the film. And then the third one is a signed headshot from Paul Westbrook, previous guest of the show, friend of the show, that he has signed and I now have framed on my wall. I think it was his first one out of acting school.
Oh my God! Can you please tell him that I mistook him for that guy from Vampire Diaries?
If you find out the name,
do you know who I'm talking about?
I've never seen
that guy.
Unfortunately. That guy. Yes. Sorry.
The one...
Just keep saying the same sentence again. I'll get it this time.
Not the main one, but the brother of the main one.
I just said I've never watched
What's
the
his
show.
Name? Derek.
Oh, Derek.
Is that it?
No, I have no idea.
I don't think that's it.
Swiftly, well, Derek, if you're listening, call it and let Carrie know.
Anyway, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Remind me.
I'll post them side by side on the Instagram. We've got so much Instagram content this week.
Yeah, wow. You're promising a lot.
I really am. I'm going to have to re-listen to this episode like 4 times to remember what to post.
You should have been writing it down.
Fuck, that would have been a really good idea. I'll definitely remember to do that in the
that's
future.
fine because there's a few things that I don't want you to post. So.
Oh, what? No, I'm definitely re-listening. Reminder to myself: post everything embarrassing that's happened today,
God.
including that noise. Hello. Now, before we get into our next story, I've got to tell you the main reason why I'm able to fumble through my awkward and embarrassing day-to-day occasions. Coffee. Now, fortunately for myself and all of the listeners, we have paired with one of Melbourne's best coffee companies, Coffee on Q, a coffee worth talking about. Get ready to caffeinate yourself through your next awkward moment with Coffee on Q's signature Elevate blend. Crafted in-house with precision, each sip delivers delightful flavour notes of strawberry, chocolate and marmalade. And here's the deal you won't want to miss. Coffee on Q is offering an exclusive discount to all our listeners. Simply use the code WBFT15 at checkout to enjoy an incredible 15% off all coffee purchases. That's right, WBFT15 is a key to savings, making sure you're properly awake to remember your next big embarrassing moment. Now, this code is valid for all coffee products, so make sure you stock up on your favourites. And the best part? You can use the code WBFT15 as many times as you like. So don't miss out on the opportunity to enjoy the finest coffee Melbourne has to offer. Simply visit Coffee on Q, and that's QCUE.com.au, and enter the discount code WBFT15 at checkout to unlock 15% off your next coffee order. That's WBFT15 at coffeeonq.com.au. Coffee on Q, where awkward moments pair perfectly with your daily cup. Sorry, so we will move on past Lazarus, past an attack by one of your co-stars.
Yeah.
Do we want to try and cancel him?
Attack. Nah, he's all right.
Okay. We can talk off air as well if you want. We can try mount something. But I'm sure he sounds lovely.
He's a gem.
Yeah, genuine mistake as well.
Yes.
But you said you had a few little more sort of quick fire stories as well. Did you want to go through any more of them?
This is what I mean though. Like I can't think of them now. I need you to feed them to me.
Oh, well, I don't know what they are. So that's the problem right there.
There was some stuff that I was going to talk about, but
Beautiful. So this is how prepared Carrie is, even though she said how prepared and organized she was before. She didn't come with any notes, which past guests have had. She turned up an hour late.
Okay. Whoa. Pause.
The podcast dog out of the room to record as well.
I have video footage of you doing that, so I'm gonna post that on my Instagram.
Nobody follow Carrie. Actually, if you're listening, actively unfollow her right now. No, I'm sorry. Please continue.
I was going to say, yes. I just want to put it on the record that Seb only asked me to do this like 2 days ago, and I said yes, and then I did say 2 days ago that I have no interesting stories and I can't think of anything. So I want to point out that I fully prepared you for my...
Yes, Carrie, we thank you so much for finding time in your busy schedule for coming on my silly little podcast.
Hey, as soon as you asked me, I was like, yep, done.
I know, right?
I'm a good person.
I think you'll find it's because you messaged me on one morning with an hour and a half worth of notice to be like, hi, can you read through these 8 pages of script?
I said if you have time.
Record them and send them in to you. Then you asked if I could come and be the reader for your self-tape service.
I did. I said, can you get to South Yarra in what was it,
half
20
an hour,
minutes?
I think. Yeah, 30 minutes. So, yeah.
Mind you, I did think that you lived in South Melbourne.
Okay, well, please don't dox me. We will stop right there. I may or may not have lived previously in South Melbourne. I do not live there anymore. You're not mentioning anywhere that I live now.
And this is his exact address.
Message Carrie, pay her $5, she can dox me. We're all starving artists, all right? But you've done a fair whack of children entertaining work as well.
Well, I used to run a children's party venue.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
So you were Elsa? Which is the Frozen one?
That's Elsa.
Elsa, yes, sorry.
I didn't. I started off as an entertainer years ago, but I actually was running the business.
Oh,
for
no
like
shit. Oh, sorry. I thought you were working as one of the princesses.
A long time ago I was. I got
cool.
plenty of photos of that. Fun times.
Oh, nice. How was that? Did any of the kids, because working with kids, I mean, we've both done it
children.
in different, I love them to a certain extent. And then...
Wait, when have you worked with kids?
I've done kids entertaining shows.
Oh, okay,
I've done
sure.
roving entertainment work as well.
I don't know why, but I immediately just went to stunt work and imagined you beating up kids.
Just flipping around children.
Yes.
Well, they are a lot easier to lift up, admittedly.
Yes.
But no, I do not. I want this on the record. I do not beat up children.
Wow.
Whether in my free time or paid. This is all. None of this. Thank you very much. This is all I'm scrapping this entire episode right now.
You get to scrap.
No.
Okay.
I told you I'm in charge of editing.
Okay, you do first edit. I'll do second edit.
Oh, okay. Well, this will be like a 3-second long podcast. But yes, so I know personally from working with kids, you do have to answer on your toes quite a lot of the time from some of the strangest questions you've ever heard in your life.
I love it.
And a lot of the time, kids are they don't have boundaries.
Oh, no, not at all. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence. So I love that. And sometimes I'm like, please stop coming up and grabbing me.
I reckon I've had some of the most interesting conversations with kids. And I will fuel it. What did you say?
Safe wavelength.
Safe what?
Same wavelength?
Same wavelength.
Yes.
You're such an arsehole.
How dare you? But yes, that was I promise I'm not just bullying Carrie on this podcast.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm imaginative like kids. So when they start talking to me, I'm like, yeah, and what else? Like, you know.
I like how you just turned that insult into a positive.
Oh, 100%. That's a positive thing. 100%.
Yeah. No, but I get you as well. And there are some of the kids as well you get to work with. You're like, fuck, you're just fun.
Yeah.
Like you found your own fun. You've like come in here with such an open mind and you're not. I feel when they get a little bit older towards like the...
Oh, attitude.
Yeah, like 11, 12-year-olds, they're like, you're not a real dinosaur. I'm like, yeah, obviously, mate. Dinosaurs died billions of years ago. I'm a man in a costume. What do you want?
With a thick Scottish accent.
Well, I didn't speak as a dinosaur.
What do you want?
Oh, rar, I'm just a big dinosaur, you wee dauber. I never said that as well for any prospective roving entertainer.
What's a wee dauber?
Oh, dauber's just like a wee ball bag or something like that.
What?
Like a little shite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying. I've not
Swiftly
understood
moving on.
anything you've
Carrie has so many days on Duolingo of the Scottish dialect to go. But yeah, so like I found that, yeah, some of them can be right little weirdos. Do you ever have any embarrassing times with working with the kids?
Not embarrassing times, I don't reckon. They definitely like to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
but
for sure, huh?
I don't reckon I've had any embarrassing times because I thrive off of that. Like,
right.
The weirder it is, the better it is for me.
See, I love that as well. But then I think sometimes children can there's a group mentality.
Oh, do you know? I have one thing.
Yeah, no, please do go for it. I'll tell mine afterwards.
I do remember. So we used to do this magic show, and we'd get them to choose magic words, and then they'd shout them out and get involved together.
Oh my god, I've done a show where exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
you choose a magic word. It's
it's a common concept.
Kids interactive.
Engaged.
Engaged. Yeah.
And I remember once I was watching my entertainers do it. It's a scripted thing. They all know, how to do it. Oh wait, no, this was me. This was years ago when I was entertaining. That's right.
Child?
As the entertainer looking down at the kids. I remember this vivid memory. And they get to shout out whatever. And sometimes it's like abracadabra, or sometimes it's just like, I like pink stars or whatever. It's stupid things. And then one time I chose this. I don't even know if I can say this. Should I whisper it to you first?
Please, tell me.
It's slightly racy.
No, that's totally fine.
This little girl had obviously not intended to be racist or anything like that, but she went, 1 fish, 2 fish, Jewish. Oh. And I was like, what? What the fuck is that? And her mum, it was silent, and the kids didn't understand what it was, and her mum just went, oh, and just fell into herself, and I could see her body physically crumple into herself. She was mortified, but I was like, I mean, someone taught her that.
Mum, where are you?
Yeah, and she was mortified.
What does that even mean?
I don't know where she got that. I don't know if it's part of some kind of song or something.
That's a fucking weird song.
I don't know. But that's what she wanted to use as the magic word. And I had to very politely be like, maybe we'll save that one. Does anyone else have a magic?
Save that one for no other time, child.
And I offered, and I was like, does anyone else have a magic word? And all the kids were really shy. No one else put their hand up. And I was like, anyone at all? Parents, anyone? No one put their hand up. This girl again puts her hand up. It's like, 1 fish, 2 fish, Jewish. And I was like, oh, for the love of God.
1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish. That's what she said. All right, everyone say that.
Yeah. And she couldn't, when kids just can't comprehend why you don't want to say her magic word that she chose.
Well, especially because, I presume she has no context for that. It's just repeating something.
Yep, I guess so. I didn't ask her.
The word Jewish and was like, that rhymes with fish.
Yeah. I don't know. I have
so
no
bizarre.
idea. So weird. So weird.
I have a very similar story, which I'm apologies. I'm probably getting to the point in the podcast now where I'm maybe repeating stories, but I will. Okay, well, how dare you, Carrie? How dare you? I'm going to edit out all these other parts that you're in. Anyway.
So it's just you monologuing.
Just me talking to myself. Yeah, I'm a middle-aged white guy. I can definitely do that on a podcast. No. So my apologies again for anyone that has heard this story if I've told it before on the podcast, but I did a children's show last year where we went up to the middle of nowhere and we did it in this beautiful theatre actually. But it was very similar again where we were like, all right, these animals, because you got to keep those kids fucking interested, man. Otherwise, they just come to tear you apart.
Yep.
So it was myself and the fellow performer, and the fellow performer went into the crowds. And they were like, all right, let's hear a noise for this animal that this animal would never make. It's a completely different noise. It's just a noise that the animal would never make. And she went up to a 13-year-old kid, I'd say. He was definitely too old to be at that kind of show.
Yep.
And the kid went, ooh, woo. And you know what that is?
No.
Oh, so it's a weird, sexy anime girl noise.
No.
Yeah, so
what?
It's very. My headphones are falling off my head as I'm telling this story as well. So it's it's a weird kind of creepy girl
oh ew.
Oh yes, master kind of noise.
Right.
And then my fellow performer.
13?
I know.
Oh,
they're
God.
getting on it early, mate. Bloody hell.
Jesus.
They're not just finding porn in the woods like we did when we were kids.
It's all over TikTok, I bet.
It's all bloody TikTok
that
now.
TikTok these days.
Oh, these bloody kids on their bloody TikTok. That was Kaori for anyone as well.
That was a really good Australian accent.
Oh, thank you. I've been working on it. Anyway, so my fellow performer didn't know what that noise was, and a lot of the other kids wouldn't. Well, obviously, no, exactly. And so my performer was like, "All right, everyone, ooh woo, ooh woo," and I was like, "Okay, ooh 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 ooh."
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh. So just honestly try not to get a room full of children just shouting out the weirdest creepy noise. And I was like, it's probably innocent enough to get away with it, but also I don't want video of that coming out at any point.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a middle-aged white man, so I'm like one wrong day away from being cancelled.
Yeah.
So I was just like, fuck, that was stressful, man. And then I was just like, I need to tell someone this story, but my fellow performer didn't really know what it was as well. And I was like, who's gonna get it? Can I tell this to no one else? Is here? I was like, do I go and try and befriend one of the techs to explain this to them? Like, oh
my God.
So yeah, that reminded me of that story there. But the other story I was going to say is that I do roving entertainment work a little bit as well.
Oh, okay.
So
yep.
Wander around like events and
in a suit.
Yes, I'm not naked. I do.
Sometimes they're not like suit characters.
Yes, no. So we're in and out of suits. So I do it as a dinosaur or the dinosaur keeper. So we have it on and off.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'm either dressed all in khakis or I'm in one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes.
Oh, inflatable. Oh my God.
Yeah. Which is great. But then again, you get the older kids and like, I can see your face through there. And you're like, obviously, I'm a fucking human in a dinosaur costume.
Yeah.
I never say that to the kid, by the way, FYI. But because the dinosaur is proportionally different size to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so all the little kids want to come up and hug you, and generally I don't want you try not to hug kids, especially once again, middle-aged white man. I'm not hugging strangers' kids. But
goes around hugging strangers' kids.
No, he doesn't. Don't you dare say that. But again, some of them will just like launch up to you and like hug you around the dinosaur's waist.
Yeah.
Which is like your lower leg. So like often, so many times they just headbutt you in the crotch. I know, and I'm like, oh,
so
dinosaur
cute.
keeper. And the dinosaur keeper's always on top of it. That's why because it's the person in the suit and then the dinosaur keeper. So they're always very quick to get them away as well. But you're just like, oh man, this is such a again, like I don't know how to express this without feeling like a fucking weirdo. But yeah, working with kids can be weird sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
That's we segue. Yes. I recently went to Japan and I was at Universal Studios. Have you ever been to Universal Studios?
No, I haven't. I'd love to go. I've had a few friends that have worked there at some of the stunt shows.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're so cool. Waterworld and the Harry Potter ones.
The Waterworld show is amazing. I saw it when I was younger and it was fucking
sick.
Good.
It's such a weird thing because that film never really took off, but that is like...
I would disagree.
Would you?
Well, not took off in the sense that like we still talk about it today, but it was
that's what I mean.
Very popular at the time.
But
like anyone from our parents' generation would be like, oh yes, Waterworld.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I loved a bit of Kevin Costner in Waterworld. Weird gills. They had those big Waterworld. What are worlds, Carrie? No, anyway, sorry. But like, it's still going today.
I reckon
Waterworld.
Yeah.
Is still going today. It's such a weird property to have. Like, that's more what I'm meaning, opposed to...
Well, probably because they dedicated such a big part of the park
it's
to
fucking
it. And
massive.
And they're like, we can't go back now.
Yeah.
But I also reckon it's because it hasn't had any like major sequels or anything like that. And it's a great live show.
I don't know if it's a great
It's not a great film. Yeah. It's not a great movie.
Fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
In the same vein of like the original Willow or like all those kind of great schlocky late 80s, early 90s fantasy films.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, sorry, you were saying
No,
Universal
the dinosaur
Studio.
thing. So I went to Universal Studios and I took my partner who's never been and I was like, I'm going to show you all of my favorite rides. And I haven't been since I was like 11. So a lot has changed.
I was going to say a little bit different.
Yeah. And they had, so we were crossing and I'm so like USJ in Japan is just, you got to be organized. You got to
Universal Studios Japan. That's
yes,
USJ.
Yeah,
cool. Got you.
And like Japanese people like know how to do theme parks. You got to write down a schedule for the day and you've got to be like sneakers on, ready to go. Don't stop for food kind of
None of this American milling about.
Oh no, absolutely not. Americans hate it when they go to USJ because they're like, oh, I couldn't get on any rides. And you're like, yeah.
Motherfucker, come prepared.
Yeah. Literally, like I literally literally said to Tom, we're going to get there 3 hours early.
Yes.
And you watch, the gates are going to open early and people are going to sprint. And he was like,
Oh my
I
God.
want to run. And I have footage. I have footage of us getting closer and closer to the gate and being like, Tom, get ready. Put that phone down. Get ready to, here we go. And literally, as soon as you scanned in, people sprinting. And I'm like,
Fuck, that sounds hectic.
hurry up. And he's just filming me like, this is hilarious. I'm like, get that phone in your pocket.
Yeah, you can enjoy this as a memory, not as a fucking video.
Literally. But anyway, the dinosaur thing. So I'd never seen the live dinosaur show, roaming show that they do in the park. I didn't even know it existed.
Oh.
And I was on a mission. I was getting Tom across the park to get to our next scheduled ride.
Tom is starting to sound a little bit like your child just now. I know you said partner before, and I do apologize, Tom, if you are listening as well. But
Anyone who's got a male partner, it definitely falls into both categories for sure.
Treated like a child rather than an actual child. Yes.
But anyway, so we were getting across this park and we were going past the dinosaur section and we got stopped by the staff and they were kind of like stopping everyone and just like there was a pathway and we were trying to get across and they were like stopping everyone. And I was like, I don't have time. I was saying to the staff member, I don't have time for this. I got to get to my next ride. What's going on? And he points, and as he points, I feel like it was in slow motion. I turn, and there's this huge triceratops that looked so fucking real. I genuinely kind
amazing.
Yeah. They all looked so real. I genuinely like kind of went and like jumped back a little bit because I thought it was, I don't know. It just looked so real, and obviously they're people in costumes.
Wait, they're not real dinosaurs?
No.
What?
But they could have been.
Bullshit.
And they also had a velociraptor, which again...
Those look amazing. They're the only ones I've
real.
seen. Like, just a human in a suit, but they look so good.
Yeah, and the noises they make sound like they're coming from a throat as well. Oh, so good. But I tell you, that's one thing, like, kids were not running up to... like, they were trying to get the kids closer for this show, and the kids were all crying and at the back, you know.
The kids plus Carrie all crying, hiding away.
Yes.
All right, well, you make my dinosaur suit sound
That's
like a piece of shit.
why when you said blow up, because I was imagining you and then you said blow up and I was like, oh, he's talking about that one that went viral on the internet.
Yeah, all the dinosaurs, those kind of things. All right, like I'd more than happily wear those. Like the company I was working for wasn't Universal Studios, okay? We didn't have the budget.
Lower budget? Yeah.
But I made up for it with my sick improv skills. I think that like it was good and
Did you
good
talk as the dinosaur?
Not as a dinosaur, as the dinosaur
Did you make
keeper.
Growling noises?
No, because it would have come out of the dinosaur's like
neck,
chest. Yeah. And also like
weird.
Yeah, and it's like you hear T-Rex and they're like, wow, they're so loud, and otherwise it'd just be me going Rawr. So a little bit disappointing. Roar. Ooh woo.
Oh god.
I think that would have got me fired from that job. But yeah, so like I was a completely silent dinosaur. So it was mostly just again, unfortunately terrifying very small children.
Yeah.
And then the slightly older children were like, wow, that's so cool. And then the older children than that were like, it's just a person in a dinosaur suit.
Yeah.
Well, where's all the lions?
Where's all the lions?
I fucking hate this place. It was at a zoo as well.
Fuck those kids.
Yeah. How dare you? If you're listening, children, stop being so
off.
moody. That was Carrie as well. So,
I'll take that.
Any Disney shows listening, that was Carrie telling children to fuck off.
No, I love children.
No, I'm joking. She does actually love children.
I did push in front of all those kids to sit at the front of that dinosaur show, but I did sit down, so you know.
So that you're still probably taller than most of them.
Probably.
But everyone was too polite to say anything to you.
Yep. I was
fair enough.
waving to the dinosaurs for sure.
Or you trying to pat them? You were the one that was trying to run up to give the T-Rex a hug around the waist.
Yep.
The staff were like, no, don't
not you.
No. You're the same size as the dinosaurs and definitely too old to be this excited.
Did you just say Dinosaurus?
No.
I think you did.
Did I?
I think you just said Dinosaurus. Playback.
No, we're going to delete that part if I did say that. Again, apparently no language is my first language.
If this comes out and he's pronounced it correctly, he's done ADR because he definitely just said Dinosaurus.
If I've pronounced it incorrectly, shoot into Carrie's DM. And tell her, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about my failures.
I think you said Dinosaurus. Hey, I like it.
Do you? I don't think it sounds like dinosaur ass.
Dinosaur ass.
Oh God, I don't know what's going on here anymore. I think that I've fully lost my mind as well. I think this is probably a good time to wrap up. Do we have any other stories to finish with?
Look, I have other people's stories, but they're not mine to tell.
No, unless any of them are particularly good as well.
I don't think I could. Hang on, I'm trying to think. I don't think I could. Sorry, fuck you.
Yeah. Otherwise, slide into the podcast DMs, and I'm happy to tell them for you. Or if you're an interesting enough person, you can come on. But
if only if you're interesting.
I'm not holding my breath with any of Kaori's friends.
I have a lot of friends who've done dumb shit on stage, or majorly fucked up, or just not come on stage, or blah 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 blah.
Oh,
like
theatre,
so
man.
many.
Theatre is great for that stuff because you get a TV and film. You can do it maybe once, you fuck up, and that's it, and you don't need to do that scene ever again.
Well, yeah,
Theatre, you get to relive it for months on end.
Yeah.
Doing it, just fucking up over and over again.
Yes,
So-
we love.
Any of you people out there listening wanting to get into theatre, that's what you've got to look
That's
forward
live
to.
theatre.
Yeah.
That's live
Which
theatre.
is also why it's so cool sometimes as well. Because
Yeah.
I quite like seeing little things go wrong.
Oh,
every
it's
now and
fun.
again. I'm
It's
like,
fun.
Oh, they're human.
It's fun unless it's happening to you.
Which is the worst fucking thing in the world during
which
the
is
time.
when your soul drops into your butt.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, this has gone so long, and then you can't get out of your head for
Yeah.
the rest of the show, and then like that moment for the rest of the run as well, you're just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, fuck
yeah,
it, just, oh god, no, oh god,
yeah.
and then you go out and apologize to all your friends, and they're like, what
What are you
I
doing?
didn't
Yeah.
notice anything.
Yeah.
What? No.
Or they all stand there and go, What line drop? Did you hear a line? No, I didn't hear a line drop.
No, just,
Tom did that once.
oh really?
And I was like, can you just pretend a little harder for me, babe? You are an actor. Come on.
yeah. So Tom's an actor and couldn't lie to your face.
And he was
that
like,
must have been a bad
no,
line drop.
I didn't notice that at all. No,
Tom's just sweating as well, being like, oh god, I'm gonna have to whip out
he was
all these years of training.
Yep, I could. Literally, I saw it all happen.
Oh, but it happens. It's live theatre. I mean,
He tried.
yeah. At least you don't go out and people aren't like, that was some nice lighting. How do you remember all of those lines? Oh, wow, that was...
I hate those questions.
Yeah, I know, right?
When
That's
you get
my
interviewed
favourite.
and they're like, now how do you go about all those lines? And I'm like, prepare better questions.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
just my job. Like that's
also
not an interesting
not a
story.
question as
yeah.
well. You're like,
yeah.
What
do you mean?
Learn them. What are you talking about?
That
like
so I get paid
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
And so part of that is learning the lines.
Yes. I didn't just get the script tonight. I've had this for months. I've been learning this for a
Believe it
long
or not.
time. Yeah, funnily enough, right? I didn't go up there and just remember all that in an hour.
Yeah. Just improved it.
Yeah, so you're like, have you
Oh,
had...
that's what I'm going to say. Next time I get asked that, I'm going to be like, oh, I just improv the whole thing.
And
Were
the
they-
writer's
were they-
sitting behind you like, that motherfucker threw me under the fucking bus. The fucking actor's always stealing all the credit. Have you had many interviewers ask you that before? Or
Oh, yeah.
asking those ridiculous questions?
Dumb questions, yeah.
I went to a screening once and it was with a very well-known actor. And the interviewer was like, okay, so my first question is, what question have you always wanted to be asked? And the very well-known actor, very nice guy, he was just like, not really my job, so, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like don't ask
But
dumb
that's
questions.
the worst fucking question in the world.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then somebody else in the audience was like, I felt so bad for this actor as well. Like, again, very well-known Australian actor.
Yeah.
Message me after this. I slipped $5 into my PayPal and I can tell you who it was. But the same screening, and somebody in the audience was like, what's your favourite filling to a ham cheese sandwich?
Oh, fuck off. I
Just
hate that kind of stuff.
On a pure making sense level, I was like, surely your favourite filling to a ham cheese sandwich would be ham and cheese. That's what the sandwich is. Otherwise, it's a
answered
different
the
sandwich.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, this actor was like, well, I'm vegetarian, so not the ham.
Oh
and
my
then just moved on past it as well.
God.
Yeah.
Actually, the show that I did last year with STC,
Sydney Theatre Company, for anyone playing along at home.
I keep getting told off for using abbreviations.
It's all right. No, I'm not told off. I'm not telling you off.
No,
I'm just... I'm sorry.
he's the worst.
I'm just trying to explain this
Sorry.
to people that maybe aren't in the theatre scene.
Apologies.
Yes.
Sydney Theatre Company. I did a show with them last year, and we always do like a what's it called? Like a what was it? It wasn't a media night, but it was like a pre-season for the subscribers
Q&A?
Q&A kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so they'd seen the show, and they different event. No, this was oh my god, I'm the worst. This was after the show and on stage Q&A.
Oh, cool.
And the show, wonderful show called White Pearl, by Anjali Felicia King,
so you
Australian
didn't
actor.
just improv it yourself?
Huh?
You didn't just improv
I
it
didn't
all
improv
yourself?
it. No, she's a
So there was
fantastic
an actual
writer, and she 100% all the credit to her. No, but it was a really interesting play about racism looked through the lens of people from around the world, well, Asian women from around the world. So it's about this Asian cosmetics company that accidentally released this incredibly racist ad. It's hilarious. It's a really, really good play. And it delves into like how they each react to it, what the fallout is, and all that kind of stuff. And it's I don't know how much I should actually share about this, but it was a beautiful piece, and it really challenges the audience to think about race and how we think of others and what's okay and not okay to say and that kind of stuff. And there's a point that is made in the play where one person doesn't think things are so bad and can't understand why everyone else considers it so racist. And she says the N word, and we all stop her and go, "Do not say that word," you know. And she's like, "Why? It's not so bad. That's just what..." And we're all like, "Just don't fucking go there."
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a comedic beat because we're all like, "How could you?" You know. And we did this Q&A with the subscribers, and there were some interesting, challenging questions that were thrown at us that were like one woman clearly, I don't think, liked the play or liked that we were even doing it. And I remember her asking like. So, and she was a white lady, and she was like, "So if you're allowed to say things like that, then does that make it okay for us to say things like that?" And I was just like, we were all completely feeling and thinking, like, we were all very psychic at that point, communicating psychically. And we were just like, why do we have to sit here and take these dumb questions? Like, what the hell are you talking about? You've clearly missed the entire point of this play and why it's been written and what it's meant to be talking about,
also,
you know?
Those are characters, lady.
Yeah.
Like, that's not us saying it up here. That's the character.
Yeah,
which
I
is
know.
proving a point.
It's just, we all just sat there silently for a second, and it's up to us to respond. So I can't remember if it was me or someone else was just like... Not the point. And still not okay for you to say the N-word, lady. Okay, moving on.
He was just looking for that one path.
Yeah. But it was interesting. It was interesting.
Genuinely shock me sometimes that people that go to theatre that are like that averse to stuff like that as well, and then want to make their opinion heard in such a detrimental way as well.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy it, you don't have to speak up as well.
I know. I guess... Yeah, I don't know. We had some really lovely people come in. Like,
I'm sure, but that's the thing, isn't it? The weird ones, the bad ones always stick out, unfortunately, huh?
And again, it was kind of a dividing show at times. I think some of the older generation didn't love, and there was a lot of swearing in it as well, and sexually explicit content as well. And we did have people walk out. And one time, someone, and it was quite a shallow theatre as well. So when audiences walk out, you can see, they have to kind of pass down in front of the
walk of
stage.
Shame,
yeah. But they were no shame. Oh my God, no shame. One night, we had this old man wait until, and it was a one act, wait until the play had ended, lights come up, and we are lining up at the front of the stage to take our bow. And that is when he crossed, so all of us bowing, like with our mouths open as we're going down. And he had no shame. He waited for that moment to make a point, like, I hate this, you know.
Maybe he left then because he really needed the bathroom.
Oh, no, he was shaking his head.
Oh, was he?
He was clearly unhappy. And this other woman who was sitting nearby, who was clearly about the same age, felt so bad for us and was like clapping really hard. Oh, you got
twice the applause from her instead.
She was so nice. And everyone saw it happen. It was kind of embarrassing, but also I think the majority of the audience was like, fuck that guy. Like, what the hell?
That should be embarrassing for him for a start.
He clearly,
no shame.
Yeah.
I wish I had a bit more of that in my life, to be honest with you. Not doing things like that.
I hope not.
But no, sorry, I should. I'm going to edit that part out. I wish I had a little. Don't do that.
It was such a statement, and I was like, okay, buddy, okay.
Yeah, again, like, you don't. Some people just, they want the attention.
Yeah,
It's not for you just now.
Yeah.
And even if the show's not for you, like, That's fine.
Yeah, maybe
Wait
go tell a friend
5
about
minutes.
that, you know?
Fuck, that's so strange.
Yeah.
Well, to end the podcast on a really down note in that case, then, Carrie, thank you very much for that.
You're so welcome.
But genuinely do thank you for coming on as well.
No
And
worries.
thank you for your Scots dialect.
Fuck you.
I want to say phrases, but I don't want to give you that much kudos. So your attempts, I would say that instead, maybe.
Okay.
But yes, I do genuinely thank you for coming on the podcast as well.
No worries.
Now we do have the aforementioned self-tape service, which I would love to spruik,
well, it's
and I would
more
love
than
you
just
to spruik.
more than just a self-tape service, but that's something we do. So my company, my small film production company called Rabbit on the Moon Productions.
Yeah.
We stupidly opened the business right at the beginning of COVID. Really not a good time to start a
How
business.
did you not know that's what COVID was going to do to the world, honestly?
Terrible time to start a business. But, you know, we paused it and then came back afterwards.
Fuck yeah.
And it's been doing really well.
Awesome.
So we do a variety of things and we're still kind of establishing. But services that we offer for actors is showreel scenes.
Yeah, nice.
And they're really good. Don't know if it's
showreel
pretty
scenes.
good.
Do you write them? Do you source them?
No.
Do you source locations? Do you source filming partners? Let me see if I can come up with any more questions on the spot for you.
Do you make applesauce? No.
Do you give them applesauce on the day? Do you do catering for the short film for the showreel scene?
Absolutely not. Do you remember the day I catered for you and burnt that lasagna? Oh no, you were gluten free, and you were like, I can't eat that anyway.
So again, Carrie and I on a very quick tangent. Carrie and I did a little showreel scene together years and years ago. Must have been about 5 years ago as well.
Yeah.
And Carrie's like, I'll cater, and then I turned up. I'm celiac. She knew I was celiac. And she made the lasagna.
I forgot.
Again, Carrie,
I didn't even make it. It was a frozen lasagna.
Very organised.
Okay, can you just... We're cutting that.
No, I'm sorry, but yes. That showreel scene had nothing to do with this business, which
this is
far
separate.
superior.
So now I am doing showreels.
Yes.
With my business partner, Cameron. Oh my God, can you please cut that?
No, we're leaving that in. Who's Cameron?
Ronan.
No, but
Ronan.
who is Cameron?
I don't know why I said
who Cameron is now.
I think I was thinking cameraman. That's what I was thinking. Cameraman, Ronan, who is
Ronan
fantastic.
Man.
Ronan
Cameron.
Man. Fantastic. I love Ronan. He is my business partner. We started Rabbit on the Moon together.
Fantastic.
So together, you know, he does the cinematography, video editing, videography, all of that. I do the directing, and then we come together and finalize the edits. But yes, like, not to toot my own horn, but they are very high quality showreel scenes. And we don't do anything half-assed. So the way we do it, actors will get in contact with us, and I'll just say, you know, you give me scenes. Like, we don't provide scenes, but I get them to find their scenes. I'll always get them to send a short list because it's good for us to be like, this is what's going to work for a showreel scene. This is what's going to complement you the most. Anything that's action heavy, we don't really do because we want to focus on their performance.
Yep.
But I'll just they'll send me a short list and I'll just kind of prompt them in the direction of what's going to be most suitable for them.
Which I think is a massive thing as well. So I think a lot of the faux pas of starting out actors, who are predominantly the ones that need the showreel scenes, is they want to go for those big explosive scenes. I want to be the psychopath. I want to be the murderer. I want to have this screaming match. And you're like... Not really what you're going to be seen as when you first start off.
Yeah.
You're going to need to prove your acting chops as a quote-unquote regular human being. So having somebody to look through the scenes for you and actually being like, this is what you're going to be put up for initially, like with your agent, or if you don't have an agent, this is what you're going to be put up for freelance first off. I think that's so fucking important.
Yeah.
And that took me years to understand that as well. So having someone like yourself to shortcut and like hopefully save people years of being like, I'm going to be this psychopath.
Yeah.
Which you can still go for, but that's not going to be your showreel scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it's, there's almost, you could say, pre-production to the showreel where, you know, I want to help them and give them as much guidance as possible, you know.
Of course.
And I mean, I've shot showreel scenes when I was younger as well. I don't think I've ever used a showreel company. But
you've shot them in the respect of like you've been in them yourself.
Yeah, and I've gotten either friends or people I know to shoot them.
Yep.
And obviously in those experiences there hasn't in any direction or anything like that. It's just we're doing, I want performance.
That's what you need as well. It can look pretty and it can look
exactly
all the right things, but if you don't have the direction in the scene, it's kind of just looks nice, really, at the end of the day, doesn't it? So actually having somebody that knows how to direct actors, which is massive as well, I think. Yeah. As well as the know-how behind the camera. Yeah. So that's very important.
So that's what we offer. And then the self-tape studio is a home self-tape studio located in South Yarra, very close to the South Yarra station. That I run. It's just me. And that's like any other self-tape studio around. But they come to me for auditions, or even because of the writer's strike and not a lot of auditions at the moment. There's a lot of my clients just want to put down and practice material at the moment. Which
I think is super good. Build up that library.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, I'll workshop the scenes with them and I'll give feedback and I'll help them sculpt and mold and just make smart choices in the Instagram through our link tree. Yep. And then also this year we've been running a few promotions and stuff. For example, right now I'm running this 4-week self-tape fitness thing where everyone who's signed up, I send them a new scene every week and get them to put it down, whether it's by themselves or with me at the studio, and then I give them some detailed feedback on that as well.
Awesome. And that's acting fitness for anyone that was wondering as well. Carrie's not going to turn up and make you do 100 squats.
No. If I can't do it, I don't expect anyone else to do it.
Exactly. So Carrie's going to work on her squat form and she'll start running a self-tape and fitness class. But so I think that's important to say as well. That's all based...
Side nudge, maybe extend. But that's in the future.
Keep an eye on that though. Yes. But where can people find that? Rabbit on the Moon.
So at the moment, Instagram and Facebook is the way to go. Because
and that's just Rabbit on the Moon?
Rabbit on the Moon Productions.
Perfect. This will be in the show notes as well.
Yes. And
they're the best places to reach out to you as well if anyone wants to get your services.
Yeah, and the email's there as well. So email or DM on Instagram or Facebook. Our website is still under construction, so it will be coming shortly, but
keep an eye on the Instagram and the Facebook in that case then. I'm sure you can jump on the new website whenever that's up.
Yes.
How about for yourself, Carrie? Do you have anything coming up, or do you want to spook any of your own socials?
I am going to be doing a show in Sydney, but it's as we discussed before. Which is a fun show called The Dismissal, which is on with Squabble Logic. That's a satirical comedy musical about the dismissal of Gough Whitlam. It's going to be very funny. Very hilarious.
Gough Whitlam, huh?
Gough Whitlam, yes. Very famous. Do you know about Gough Whitlam? Do you know Australian history?
I know a little bit, yeah.
That he got famously dismissed?
Yeah.
Yes,
booted.
okay. So that's what this is about.
Yeah, wow.
And it's like hysterical. It's very, very good. I love
that's so cool.
We were meant to do it in 2021 and we got shut down from COVID.
It did that to a few things I heard.
Yeah, lost a lot of jobs that way. But we did do 1 week of workshops and learnt all of the material and did a table read, and that's the first time I had heard the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's definitely a time when I was laughing through music and not able to sing. Like, it was very funny.
Oh, that's always good for a comedy musical, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm going to have to find it not funny by the time we get on stage, because
you'll do it enough
I'm very worried that I'm going to
end up not finding it funny, I'm sure.
I hope so. I hope so, because I corpse real easy. Like,
apparently so.
Real
Lazarus
easy.
was ruined by it, I heard.
Is maybe my name.
Cool, beautiful.
Is it?
So I can definitely just put this into the show notes at the end as well.
It's, I don't know. Do you never look at your own Instagram, do you?
I look at mine every single day. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I never look at yours, if that's what you mean. Yes.
Oh, there it is. Oh wait, this is a podcast.
Thank you. Carrie's holding it up to me just now. Was that Carrie_MJ?
MJ, yes.
Yeah, she's still holding it up with the singer. So it's Carrie KAORI_MJ.
Yes.
On Instagram as well. I'm not going to ask about any other social platforms because I'm not going to do that again.
I should have written this down.
Yeah, all of this is going to be linked in the show notes as well, though. Yeah. And then the same as every single week as well, you can find the podcast on Won't Be Forgetting That Pod across most of the social media platforms.
Do you have a jingle?
A jingle?
Yeah.
No, do you want to give me one? Actually, Carrie's a very talented artist and musician. And
what's it called? Don't forget. We don't.
Well, first off, that is incredibly. Won't be forgetting.
Won't be forgetting about that.
No, about. Won't be forgetting that.
God, fired. Won't be forgetting that.
Well, we can workshop this after the podcast ends.
Won't be forgetting about that.
There's no about. Wow. This podcast, this entire episode, maybe the entire show is just going straight in the bin.
I'll come up with something else. I'll pitch you.
Thank you. If you could send that through social media platforms, you can find myself, Seb Muirhead, Muirhead, across Instagram and YouTube. And if you did enjoy this episode as well, please do think about subscribing, rating 5 stars, and leaving a review. It really does help. Kaori's breaking down off mic just now, so I think this is probably the appropriate time to finish the podcast. But once again, thank you for coming on, Kaori. I'm so sorry, I didn't know the name of your podcast. It's okay, we're definitely clipping that. That's the new introduction. Okay, goodbye. Bye. I'm so sorry. How dare you. I just wanted to get it right for the jingle. Well, you didn't.